Hi, Lucky Lindy coming at you from my living room. So this week I have been home and I did some cooking and I brought you along to do the cooking. I restyled my dining room table, starting to look at spring. We're not quite all the way into spring yet, even here in Tennessee, but we're crossing our fingers and hoping it comes quickly. Anyway, I restyled my table. I did take you to go and buy some tulips. I did cut some of my own little daffodils and stuck them in with the tulips. So we just kind of did stuff like that. We did some cooking, and then we did talk about some upcoming projects on the house. Art and I have been in this house for 9 years. We've never lived anywhere for 9 years. We never meant for this house to be our end-all be-all house, but it's turning into it. And we've put up a building, we put in a pool, we've done a lot of things, so we don't want to move, because if we move, we're gonna have to start again. So we're happy here, but there are just little things in the house that you just have to do to update, and because they weren't there to begin with. I don't have a butler's pantry. I'm seriously trying to figure out how to make my keeping room into a butler's pantry. Art and I are gonna go look at cabinetry right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Our new goal is to get to 500 by May. We made it, we blew through 300. We're in like 321. I know you guys are all laughing at me because I'm such a baby channel, but it doesn't matter. I'm trying and I like it. And I want to bring you stuff that you want to talk about. So don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Comment, please comment. I want to know what you all think about where I'm thinking.
I'm here looking at tulips, and I think that I'm going to go with 2 packages of the pink tulips. Makes me feel like spring has sprung. All right, I picked up the pinky kind of purple tulips while we were out, and now I'm just going to go ahead and snip the ends off and arrange them in the ice bucket that I am going to put back on my dining room table. Some of their little petals have to come off, but some of them are okay. Some of these will have to come off. If it's very close to being in the water, you might want to just take that leaf off of there, just so that they're not in there. I think it helps prevent them from going bad so quickly. So all I got this time is tulips, and I just love the way that tulips look in a larger container when they kind of fall to the side. So I'm going to try it like this. Now, if I don't have enough, I will figure something else out. If I need to go out in the yard and get something to kind of just fill in the gaps, we will see how that goes. But this is kind of the thought process that I have. I am not a professional flower arranger, but sometimes I surprise myself and they look pretty darn good. So we'll see how it goes. I'm cutting the stems off in water because Art's cousin, what is her name, honey? Gwen Figgy says that is, oh no, I'm sorry, that's not right. Not Gwen Stefani. Your cousin,
the Figgy in the East Coast?
Yeah.
I want to say Penny, but I don't.
Well, Art has a cousin that does floral arrangement, and this is how she's professional, and this is how she arranges and cuts her, I'm sorry, this is not how she arranges, but this is how she cuts the stems. She does it in a bowl of water. I had always heard that you should cut them in water, and I just never, that's not how my brain works. I was not able to figure out how you do it. So I was so happy to see somebody do it. And then Jennifer Figgy. And so I saw her do it and I'm like, oh, all right, y'all. I love this. This looks like spring if there's anything that looks like spring, this is it. I am certainly going to leave it just as it is. And I hope that brought you a little enjoyment. Little spring. And this is what they look like on my table. Oh, this brings me joy. This makes my heart happy. I updated my table flowers with some daffodils that I brought in from outside. I think it makes it look even more springy. I woke up this morning and it's raining and it's just a little chilly in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and light the fire. The way that we light our fire is we take a remote. That noises. Voila, fire. Art and I have lived here for 9 years. We've never lived anywhere this long. This is our keeping room, and I like this room, but I have to tell you, it's right off our kitchen, and I just feel like it could be more functional. So this bench I have measured, and it fits on this wall perfectly. I have purchased a small black table to put in front of it with 2 chairs to put over here. Basically, I'm going to move this over to this wall for right now to put another run of cabinetry here. I have lots and lots of things for entertaining. I have lots of china, lots of silverware, and I want to put cabinetry here so that I can display some of it and of course put some of it away, because you know what? It's in a closet in my office. So some of the things that I do when I'm starting a project is I take a look at what we can repurpose, what we're gonna have to do to change things. If we put cabinetry here, we're going to have to move an outlet, which you can probably see down there. There's an outlet down there, so that will have to be moved up here to the backsplash area. We'll have to put in a backsplash and put in some cabinets and of course a countertop. There's little things though. When you're looking at a project, the little things like this is not white. This house was built in 1987, so I will be changing out the 3 outlets in this room and the 3 light switches that are in here also. So that's just the things, like I start to tick off things that are on the list. So I will leave the lighting. I like my light. That's what I am planning to do. I just want to have another place to prep, but also to have cabinetry where I can put things away. So not everyday things, but the things, I'm gonna treat it like a butler's pantry. It isn't right next to my dining room, but I don't care. I think it's going to be functional for that, and I would like to try it. So, all right, we're gonna see how that works out. I hope that you all leave comments in the section below if you think that a butler's pantry has to be right next to the dining room. All right, today I'm going to try to make a lemon posset. This is not my recipe. I found it on partylicious.net, and I can link that in the description below. It is made with heavy cream and sugar and lemons, and that's really what is in it. Now, I'm going to try it with Splenda Stevia just to see if I can make it a sugar dessert, a non-sugar dessert. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to juice and zest. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and zest my lemon. I'm going to do it upside down like this so that I can see when I am getting to the white part, and we're going to collect it like this. It's going to all collect onto your grater as you hold it upside down like this, but you can also then see where to stop. So I learned this from a chef on television, and I thought that was brilliant.
Makes sense? Goodness gracious, it makes sense. So, so that's the first thing we're gonna do, and then we're going to juice this lemon. So I'm going to get the zest all together and set it into that little container. And I'm going to put the juice into this bowl here. And then we do need 16 ounces of cream, heavy whipping cream, and that's what I have in this bottle right here. Exactly, this bottle. Like I said, I'm gonna try this with the Stevia Splenda. It is not written that way, so I don't know if that's going to work. I'm also going to put a little bit of turmeric in for the food coloring, just to make it a little bit more yellow, just for fun. Then I was thinking, oh gosh, what am I going to put this in? Because you're supposed to put it in like a ramekin or something cute, and just when you think you have everything that you could ever need in the kitchen, you think, oh, I could use some little ramekins or something like that. And I'm sure I have some, to be honest with you. But for today's exercise, we're going to use these pretty glasses that I found that I haven't used in like years. So I know I'm always telling you to use your pretty things. Sometimes I'm not using my things either. So, all right. Now, I did get everything that we're going to need out right away. So we are going to need a saucepan, a whisk. This is for juicing the lemon. This is to cut the lemon in half. Of course, we already used the microplane. And I do have a jar to pour it into after we're done, and a strainer, just to strain out any of the zest that we don't want in the posset. Don't worry, I'll try to edit this so that you don't have to hear all this nonsense. Okay, just squeezing out the juice of this lemon. I'm just moving it around a little bit because there's different pressures on it, so you can get a little bit more, just a little more. If you can't, get it. This one fits so beautifully. Ooh. Okay, don't make a mess. Don't be like Lucky and make a big mess. Oh. All right, we'll set that aside. All right, and to our saucepan, we're going to add our cream and our sugar substitute. And we're going to add a little turmeric, just to give it a little color. I swear, I need a scissors in every single room. I can't open anything without a scissors nowadays. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have the same problem. I literally bought a scissors for the living room the other day. It's a pretty one, but just kind of silly stuff. Makes you feel like, I remember when I used to be able to open things without a scissors. All right, and then I'm going to add the sugar substitute, and I'm going to come over to the stove and heat it and whisk it. Let's see if you can see that. All right, it looks like you can. All right, let's get a little bit of turmeric in here. Okay, it started to boil, so I reduced the heat, and I'm going to leave it on for 5 to 8 minutes. Then we're going to remove it from the heat,
and add the lemon juice and the lemon zest. Then we reduce it and cook another 5 to 8 minutes. I told you this is my favorite burner. I guess you can't see me, but that's okay. Just, you can take a look at this. All right, I'm just gonna bring it back here. And I'm going to add our lemon juice and our zest in. We're gonna stir that. It really is a beautiful color now at this point. All right, and then it says here that we should let it sit, let it cool about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we can strain it through the fine mesh strainer, and then we can pour it into our pretty containers and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and hopefully we have a yummy dessert, or if you're me, something to go with your coffee. I'm gonna put just a little bit more turmeric in just to make it yellow, because I like the yellow color. I'll stop singing. I also put the turmeric in because I don't think it can be bad for you. It's a good spice. All right, see you back in a little bit. All right, I have let it sit for 15 minutes. And so I'm going to go ahead and pour it through this strainer. It did pick up quite a bit of the zest, so that is good. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my cups. And then you let it sit in the refrigerator for 4 hours or overnight. I think cups, my glasses are a little bit big for the amount that I made. And I'm just going to just use 2 of them. Now, it does say in the recipe that it's easy to double it or quadruple it, whatever you need to do. It is just me and art here, so really I only need 2. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, like I said, just have 2. All right, I'll let you know how they are tomorrow. Thanks.
All right, the posset's set up overnight and it's nice and firm. And now I'm going to taste it for you. Oh, yum. Okay, so it tastes like lemon. It's really yummy, it's really creamy, and it's really smooth. So I would highly recommend trying it. And because I used the stevia, it actually is sugar-free. All right, have a great day. Lucky Lindy coming at ya from my kitchen. Do you ever have days where you just feel like, okay, I need to meal prep? So I am making hard-boiled eggs, Italian sausage. I will be making potato soup. I'm going to make salad, of course, and there's something else. What else am I making? I'm making one other thing. I'm showing them the peppers and onions. I am making, oh, there's a dessert that I've been wanting to make. It's a lemon posse. So as I go today, I will film and show you guys the progress of the food. All right. Okay, this is how I do hard-boiled eggs. I let them come to a boil, as you can see, and then I take them off the burner and put a cover over them, and I set a timer for 22 minutes. And that is exactly perfect. Here's the progress on the sausage. After they have sat for 22 minutes, we then put them into cold water, and you can peel them. I like to let them sit in the cold water a little bit just to get them cooled down, and then peel them. So there you go. I raised them up to 2 because this burner is just a little lower than what I'm used to, because this is my favorite burner. Do you have a favorite burner in your house? It's really weird. This burner is the one that we use the most. So I turned this up just a little bit because at low, it wasn't doing anything. So you can see I wanted a little bubbling like that going on. All right. I got the sausages nice and browned. And now I put in some sauce, and I'm just going to turn it down to low and let them simmer. This is the sauce that I used, Rouse homemade 4 cheese. I love Rouse, it's really good. So let them just go ahead and sit there and heat up. Definitely could let them for probably another half hour. And then we will check the internal temperature, make sure that these sausages are between 165, I think it's 160 and 165. Okay. All right, they peeled up beautifully. What we're going to do is slice them up and put them into salad. Yummy! When you do cooking, do you clean as you go, or do you just make a huge mess and then clean it up afterwards? I try to clean as I go. So after I am done with the sausages and getting my eggs into water, I'll clean that up. Then I will start on my next projects. Okay. All right. You put the yolks into a bowl, separated from the whites. We get out our Duke's mayonnaise, some yellow mustard. We've got garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. Sorry, not showing you the salt and pepper very good. All right. So this is such a small amount that I put less than a teaspoon of Duke's. I put just a couple of squeezes of the mustard, a little bit of a shake of the garlic powder, the onion powder, a little salt and pepper. Now, if there's not enough salt and pepper, we can always put some more in. So, you know, it's just to taste. I have found that the best way to get this all mashed up is to just take your fork and just start working that in there. So that's what I use, is a fork. Here's my lunch. Bon appetit. So here's my salad. And guess what? That's just with 2 hard-boiled eggs in it. So I feel like that's enough. So I'm going to take these 2 and make them into one of my favorite snacks, which is deviled eggs. This is my recipe. This is my potato soup recipe, and we start with olive oil and a chopped up onion that we will start to just saute basically and get it nice and transparent. This is olive oil, pepper, salt, potatoes, beef stock, and this beautiful ham hock that I've had in the freezer that I took out. I do salt and pepper at all stages of development. So I did salt and pepper the onions, and they are sauteing. All right, the onion has sauteed up beautifully. It's nice and transparent. And so now we're going to add our other elements. These are the potatoes, the ham hock, of course, the beef stock, and salt and pepper. Okay, and then at the end of cooking your soup, put in a bit of heavy whipping cream. To me, that's a half cup. What do you think, Kurt?
Looks good.
Does that feel like a half cup?
Yep.
And then take your immersion blender and put it into your soup. Oh, by the way, we did remove the ham bone. So go ahead and blend your soup. One of the first steps that we are doing to change the keeping room is putting together some chairs from Amazon. Dr. Art, the genius of our household, is working diligently, And he already has this one done. And they're cute. I mean, they're just small. I want you to know it's not a large area, so we are putting just small chairs with a small table in.
Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and give me some comments.